What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you tonight to do our lake breakdown for Logan Martin Lake. We're going to continue it. This time we're focusing on the south section, but I figured I'd start here on the Alabama fishing page because if you missed the first video, you could at least get a quick little recap here. So I'm out here on the outdoor Alabama fishing page looking for some information about Logan Martin Reservoir, and the first paragraph really kind of gives me all of the information that I want. There's some more information down here about white bass and crappie and the Neely Henry Dam and all that good stuff. But the top part I felt like was something that was critical to doing this breakdown. So let's read it real quick and then we'll hop over to the Google Earth side and take a look at these waypoints. So Logan Martin Reservoir is located in east central Alabama on the Coosa River, approximately 30 miles east of Birmingham. The lake borders St. Clair and Talladega counties. The reservoir extends 48.5 miles from the dam upstream to the Neely Henry Dam and contains 15,263 acres. So if you're wondering why we had to split this up into two different SD cards on our breakdown, it's because the lake is so giant that your graphs would be like, hey, I don't want any more of those waypoints. That's too many for me. All right, let's move on down. Largemouth bass and spotted bass are the main draw for anglers. Largemouth bass growth has been excellent. Largemouth bass are abundant and well represented in 12 to 18 inch range. Spotted bass are also abundant with many spots in the 14 to 21 inch range. If you've ever caught a 21 inch spot, that is no joke, tons and tons of fun. It's getting up there like with smallie fishing. Representing some of the best values in the state. In fact, spotted bass numbers in the 17 to 20 inch range equaled the highest value ever recorded from the lake. Spotted bass growth has been good to excellent and their condition is outstanding. So that is great to know. That means good times, lots of fish, right? All right, let's switch over and let's take a look at this thing from the Google Earth side, and we'll look at the south section this time and see what we found. Here we are out on Google Earth, and we're going to take a look at how this lake was broken down, or how we broke it down on the Google Earth side, and then we'll switch over to the Simplistic Fishing mobile app and we'll take a look at the contour lines and the offshore stuff. So if you missed the first video, we actually did the north section, which is up here right around the bend. So we did this whole section right up here. We talked about it. Not sure what this white stuff is going on, but we talked about all the different stuff that we marked throughout the lake, the channels, the ditches, the slabs, the debris, all that good stuff. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch over. We're gonna kick that one off and we're going to look at the south side. So basically that bend south. So let's start here. We're just going to undo all of these and we're going to start with bridges and culverts and roads and stuff like that and see what we can find. So if we go down here, didn't find too much with the water being down. Now there are other culverts and bridges and we're going to see those on the contour mapping, but this one down here really stuck out. So I wanted to point it out to you. You've got to get way back in here, but you've got a really nice looking road that comes through here back in this really shallow area. And I can definitely see bass being attracted to that. That's a hard spot. It's the only hard spot in the area. I can just see that being a really good spot. Next up, we've got channels and ditches. So what we've done is when we pulled the water down, kind of like what you see here in this image, it's from 2021, and we've marked all of the channels. So anywhere you see these green lines, those are tracks where channels or creeks are coming in into those areas. You can see up here is a really good one up here. So fishing up here around these creek channels can be really, really good, especially when they swing up against stuff. So like this one right here, starting from right there at that top, all the way down here, and the way that it has that little hook, that just looks juicy. Definitely a place that I would want to go check out. Some of these aren't as good, but that creek channel is right up against that bank line. So if there was a dock there, I would say definitely fish that dock. Another one right there. We've got several as you go throughout the lake that are here, but on the south section, the main ones, the two big ones are probably going to be this one right here that we just talked about, and then the ones that we had back here in the southeast. Now, that's not saying there's not other good ones. There's another good one right there too. So lots of good stuff going on there. All right, let's talk about cover and structure. So cover and structure is going to be, ponds, brush, debris, man-made structure, laydowns, stumps, all kinds of good stuff. So let's take a look and see what we have. As we come down here, there are some pipes that are down here, down by the dam. And I don't know if you've ever fished pipes, but pipes, for whatever reason, those fish love that stuff. So if you can go down there and fish around those pipes, you might get lucky down there. You got a couple laydowns as we work our way up. There's some brush out here by this dock, which you probably have to go to a different year to be able to see it, but definitely some brush right in there, so you want to go check that out. As we move up, just a couple more areas where we see brush. We got some man-made structure that's over here. We got some more man-made structure type stuff that's over here. This looks more like a drain or a culvert or something. I'm not sure what that is. Some debris that's out here by this dock. So there must be another image here where we can get even farther down and see. There it is. Now we can see what we were talking about. So there's some good debris right there just outside of that dock. I'll pull back here, but you can see it's all kind of scattered throughout here. So we got some brush that's up here by these docks. Could be a good little dock run and then stay here on this dock and really fish around it. I'm sure he loves me. These people love me showing their docks, but they put debris out in the water, so we got to go check it out. We got plenty of saddles. If you don't know what a saddle is basically that spot in between the island. Those are really good places as well. As we move on up, more structure, some more debris, nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too crazy, just some debris, some stuff I wanted you to check right here. Probably something going on. Oh yeah, you can tell there's something going on beside that dock. I don't know what it is, but it's making the water a different color, so you'll want to go check it out. Some more debris by those docks. So if you're a crappie fisherman, there's plenty of debris and stuff that's around these docks. Brush, debris, all kinds of good stuff. Let's move back in here to this right side real quick. Some laydowns. The main thing that I would look at would be these pond dams if you can find them. That pond is way back there, so that's probably not going to be very good for us. That little debris right here, though, after that channel, right where that debris is, that could be a really good spot. And then let's move on over here. Got more debris and laydowns. There's another pond, but those ponds are so stinking shallow. I don't know if the water ever gets up to that or not. If it does, it's going to be a nice little spot to look at. But if not, you've at least got that little channel or that little ditch that comes from the pond that you could check out. And then, of course, this main river channel is pretty awesome, too. We got stumps that are back here. If you ever fish stumps with your jigs and stuff, pretty good looking little stumps that are back here right in this little area. And you got a nice little creek channel that comes through there. There's that road we talked about, and there's actually a pond here that surely, if the water comes up high enough, there would be something there. And then you know what? As I'm looking at this, I see something here, and I don't know if you see it too or not, but two little spots that we probably could have marked, and maybe we did mark them. Let's check rock. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the rock so we can see it. See this rock that's right here? This looks juicy. There's some more over here as well. And then there's a lot of rock as well as we go throughout the lake. You can see all the different shallow rocky areas that we picked. But man, these, like this point right here with this hard spot on it, juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. You definitely want to go check that one out. That's going to be a good one. I'm going to move on around. You can see all the different rock that's out here as well. We'll kind of scroll back up, see if we see anything that really points out. Let's go up in here and see what we got. Thought there might be a rock on top of that, but there's not. Some structure, some debris, some rock. I'm not really seeing anything too crazy to show you guys. I'll just kind of scroll through here and show you guys lots of shallow rock around these points and stuff like that, right? Getting out of crankbait, getting shallow around these docks and stuff like that. But the good news is if the rock pattern's on, you've got plenty of different areas to go hit that rock. Now here's another good spot back in here. I like these. Anytime I see these channels, this little channel comes back. It looks like there's some rock right there on the edge of that. So that can be interesting if that's an active channel. And then I think that's about it. I think that's all we'll cover for the rock there. I think that gives us just about everything we need. Now watch this. Now, if you've ever watched any of my breakdowns, you'll know that I say, hey, ramps can be great places to find fish, ramps and slabs. This lake has a ton of ramps and slabs. And why are ramps and slabs good? Because they're concrete and they get all kinds of growth and junk on them. And then when they do that, that attracts the little bitty microfish, and then the microfish attract the bait fish, and the bait fish attract the bigger fish, and you see where I'm going. Eventually the bass will show up there. So definitely take a look at these ramps and slabs. This one has so many, it might be tough, but at least check it out. You know, maybe try to put a pattern together where you're only fishing slabs near the main lake. So, you know, maybe just focus on these slabs that are closer towards the main lake, or maybe you're only fishing slabs that are in the back of the coves. Because that's where the fish are, right? They're moving further back into the coves, or maybe they're midway into these cuts, and then look for the slabs that are midway into the cuts. So if all else fails, if you don't want to fish the ramps, at least you know where all the ramps are in the south section because we've marked them all for you. So in case of an emergency, you'll be able to get there really quickly. So guys, the last thing we have left to cover is the offshore stuff. And unfortunately, if I click offshore here and I double click it, it'll change the date for us because that's how Google Earth works. You're not really going to be able to tell why I picked certain spots as offshore. So let's say like right here, you can see on the imaging that I've got it there, but there's really no reason why. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the Simplistic Fishing mobile app, and using the Navionics contours that we've integrated into the app, we're going to take a look at all these offshore spots and show you guys some of the key ones that we think you should check out. Let's go. Well, here we are now. I've switched over to the Simplistic Fishing mobile app, and we're going to take a look at Logan Martin from a contour perspective. So what I've done is if you go up here at the upper right-hand side, you can see that little hamburger menu. I clicked on contours there, and that gave me all the contours for this lake. Of course, I think I just turned it off. But that gave me the contours for this lake. So what we're going to do is we're going to use those contours to actually identify some of these offshore spots that are out here. So as you know, we're doing the south section, so we're going to start here right at the bend. And right at that bend, right, we already talked about these, but there's some really good places. We talked about that first point that was just right there, right? Those three little points that were right there. We already talked about those. Those are juicy, juicy spots. Now, as we move down, you'll see here we got a really nice point that's right here as well. So definitely something that you'll want to look at, take a close eye on, do some scanning. It looks like it's got a pretty good ledge and it's got a little bit of a flat top to it. Nothing too crazy there, but it is right there close to the river channel swing. As we move down though, you can see the river channel. It comes up here and it swings down this way, right? You see it swinging down and then it hits this little point right here. So right in here could be good as well, but also these offshore spots that are over here, and I'll make sure to click it this time and give you guys some coordinates. So let's look at this one up top, this one right here. We're gonna click on it. Why is that an offshore spot? Well, one, it's a nice little hump, right? It comes up really, really high. It comes up to about 10 foot, but then it has that break that's over here. Just over here is the main river channel, so pretty close to it. I like this one even better. It comes out off that top, has a nice flat top on it, and then you've got some points down here below, or some humps down here a little bit further as well that you could check out too. So some pretty good little stuff right there, especially if those humps were working or that offshore stuff was on. That would be a really great place to look. All right, let's go ahead and move on down. We're going to scroll down and get into this area because this had a lot of offshore opportunities that were in here too. So as we come down here, this is kind of similar to that spot we looked at when we did the north review, right? So over here on the left, you've got a nice little ledge you could check out. It looks like something's going on there, probably some type of a channel swing or something, but something's definitely digging out that whole area right there. You've also got a nice little point that comes off the front right here. So that one looks good. I'll give you guys a little waypoint action there. Then as we go down, we've got a hump that's out here that you could check out. It's closer towards the river channel. You've got a submerged bridge that's out here. Off the edge of this island, you've got a pretty good break too. And then you've got this nice point that's over here off to the left side as well. And then finally up to the top, I'm going to scroll this over a little bit. This point looks really, really good. Now, I'm not sure if this is the right offshore spot or somewhere out here, but somewhere around this point is going to be good. You can see the little creek channel or something going on here, some really good contours, really good looking point. The river channel's over here, so it's coming up and swinging against that point, so that's going to make it rocky, probably a little hard spot or something. That's going to make it a good point, so you'll definitely want to take a look at that one. I'll go ahead and give you the coordinates on that one as well. All right, so let's move on down, see what else we can find. We had some good stuff up there, right? Some more humps up there, some stuff you could take a look at. Let's swing on down and just take a look at a couple more. This area right in here has a lot of opportunities. You can see all the different humps that are out here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's even more. 6 points right there, or 6 humps right there that you could fish. And then if you back it out, you've also got several points you can fish there as well. This is a good point. This looks like one that I missed, but this one looks really juicy. It's got a good flat top to it. Actually, it's more of an underwater island, but look at the breaks on this side of it. So I would love to come out here and try to fish that. So if you're fishing this one, make sure you scoot over and check that one out as well. I'll go ahead and give you the coordinates there so you have it. And then let's go check out a couple more. We already talked about all those humps that were there. Let's get down here. Now we're down here by the dam. So let's talk about this little spot right here because I really like it. There's actually another spot here I would have marked too. I should have marked, and that'd be this point right here. But for whatever reason, this one just really drew my attention. This hump that's out here right there off the channel looks juicy as all get out. It's only about 13 feet at the top of it, so it looks like it could be really, really good. And then as that channel kind of comes down and swings against here, definitely looking at this little spot that comes out here, this little point that comes out, and there's another little point that's down there as well you could check out. Any of those little spots right in there, especially being down here with all the current, those could be good. But I'm thinking this spot right here is probably gonna be pretty dang juicy for sure. And there was actually a spot on this side, on the west side, that I didn't mark, that I probably should have marked, because it has the same type thing, right? This nice little ledge right here. This is a little bit deeper. It's, what's it say, 20 something foot. So, but still not bad. You definitely got a good break there for sure. So definitely might be an area you'll want to check out. So that covers us, guys, for everything on the offshore stuff, for what it really covers, but gives you an overview of everything on Logan Martin South, that section. If you want to pick up these SD cards for your graphs, go out to simplisticfishing.com. We've got them out there for you. You can buy the north section or the south section, or you can buy them both. Totally up to you. And if you don't want to put that stuff on your graphs, or maybe that's not your mojo and you just want to use this app and use all the cool filters and stuff like that, go out to the App Store or Google Play and download the app Simplistic Fishing. Until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.